Part 1. Arman and Niki were passionately in love for 5 years. From their first day at university to their first jobs, everything seemed perfect. Arman placed a simple ring on Niki's finger with the promise of a bright future. Niki accepted with shining eyes. They rented a small apartment and began building shared dreams. The walls were covered with travel maps and wish lists. They thought this story would last forever.
Part 2. Arman became absorbed in his work. He got a promotion and worked longer hours. Niki, a teacher, ate dinner alone at night. Their conversations turned into daily work reports. How was your day? Tiring. Mine too. Arman promised things would get better after this project. Niki waited, but the light in her eyes gradually faded. Part 3. They lived in the same apartment but felt like roommates. Arman worked even on weekends. Niki went out with friends, but always felt an emptiness. One night, Arman forgot their anniversary. Niki sat on the couch looking at old photos. Who was that smiling girl in the pictures? She no longer recognized herself. Part 4. Niki declared Sundays as our day. She insisted they be together, even if just for a short walk. Arman agreed, but his mind was elsewhere. In the park, when Niki spoke of her loneliness, Arman just said, "You're not understanding this right. I'm working for our future." That sentence was the final blow. Niki realized he no longer saw in us. Part 5. One day, Alex stopped checking his phone. Not because it hurt less, but because he was tired of waiting. That small decision felt like betrayal at first. Later, it felt like survival. Part 6. Niki packed her suitcase. Arman thought she was just being dramatic. But she placed the apartment key on the table. Taking the ring off her finger was the hardest move of her life. Arman just watched, paralyzed by shock. When the door closed, the apartment's silence truly assaulted him for the first time. The scent of Niki's perfume still lingered, but she was gone. Part 7. The first week, Arman was angry. How dare she leave? The second week, he distracted himself with more work. But in the third week, the silence took over. The fridge was empty. No one woke him up in the morning. He realized what he had lost, not a maid, not a companion, but Niki. Her entire being. And now there was just a terrifying void. Part 8. Arman opened the box of memories. Niki's greeting cards, love notes. In one, she had written, "I hope you always see me." He cried. For years, Niki had just been screaming to be seen, and he had been deaf. Their love didn't die with a bang, but with an ignored whisper. And he was the killer. Part 9. Arman went to a counselor. He learned that love is a verb, not a passive feeling. It requires presence, attention, and daily choice. He went to Niki's favorite places, the small bookstore, the cafe by the river. Now he was alone and understood the true meaning of being together. It was too late, but at least now he knew. Part 10. A year later, Arman saw Niki on the street. He didn't approach her. She had cut her hair short and walked with confidence. Arman didn't go near. He just watched. He was no longer that man, and Niki was no longer that girl. Sometimes the greatest loves prepare us for the next love, not for staying. He turned and walked away, with a lesson forever etched in his heart.